We are live.
Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today to get to this thing called
life.
Hello, everybody. This is
How
your
you doing?
girl Kee,
This is Kee.
and it is my birthday. It's my birthday. It's my birthday. Oh, that's not what we're talking about today, though.
Happy
But this
birthday
is
to
my
you.
birthday.
Happy
y'all.
birthday, D.
Yes, thank you. And today we have two of my favorite people on here with us. And it's so funny how life works. Because when, we were setting up the show, I didn't even think about the fact that it was my birthday. It was just, okay, want to have you come on and talk about yada, 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 yada. And then it dawned on me, I was like, oh, snap. It's my birthday. And then just thinking about the fact that my cousin brother, is able to share this day with me, and I'm able to tell him how proud I am of all that he has done. And to share that accomplishment with the world is absolutely like the absolute best.
I'm
But
grateful.
yes, and then to have my little sister
Hey.
here with us as well is absolutely just like, yeah, I've been a whole punk today, y'all. I've been a whole punk all day. Since this morning, I've been crying. They've been, just doing what they do to me. Taking me there or whatever. But I want to say thank you to everyone who was gracious enough to hit me, whatever method you hit me, to say happy birthday. And I'm most gracious and I'm most appreciative. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and jump in with both feet, and we're going to talk about boxing your way out of the gym. Now, I know that's kind of weird when you start talking about not going to the gym, but you're talking about boxing, so you automatically think about, well, you got to go to the gym to train. But what we're going to be doing is we're going to be talking about this thing from a different angle. We're going to be talking about the benefits of doing training per a boxing regimen versus just your standard going in there and breaking your back with weights and stuff.
Totally different.
Completely.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so let me start by allowing people to
Get to know
our family. Right. Let everybody get to know the family. Rod, if you would introduce yourself, and then Yasha, if you would, some of your background as it relates to the industry, and then Yasha, if you would you do the same? Thanks. I appreciate you both.
Okay. My name is Coach
Okay.
Rod Bridges. I'm from born in Mississippi, but I moved to Atlanta when I was 14. So been boxing off and on for a while, not professionally, but boxing, been in the game, studying the science of boxing for a long time. So I basically use boxing to get me into shape when I play football, get me into shape when I play basketball too. So I opened my first gym up the 29th of August here in Snellville, Georgia. So it's going pretty good so far. I mean, it's the typical boxing gym. I want to keep it more authentic versus bringing in a bunch of weights and bringing in things that kind of take away from what a boxer really needs in his regimen. So that's my background.
And Miss Yasha?
So mine's is started off a little similar as his. College athlete, professional athlete. So the strength and conditioning training is more so my background. I do have a personal training licensed through NCCPT. So I have my experience through the big boxing gym. But I've also had some experience with boxing as well. Um, More so, my background is the one-on-one strength and conditioning, resistance training, cardiovascular training, getting athletes back on track, or just the average person, making sure they got their metabolism rate on track, and health as well. I'm real big when it comes to being in the kitchen.
I'm just want to say, I'm just gonna throw it out there. We miss our smoothie.
Yes, we can't wait until Nature Girl relaunches. Okay,
Will be soon.
But look, shameless plug. But okay, let's talk about Eastside Boxing Club. Okay. Let's talk about, you said something very interesting, right, while you were talking about your gym. You said you wanted to keep it authentic,
right,
to what a boxer needs for their regimen. Right. Now, if you would, let's start, and I'm so glad both of you are actual trainers, and so you all can actually educate us. What are some of the things that you would find in a typical gym, aside from just the weights, I guess, that you won't necessarily find in a boxing gym that keeps it authentic? And then the second question, which, is a great question for both of you, will be, well, how in the heck do you get rid of these upper abs,
matching upper and lower abs,
upper and lower abs that some of us walk around with if you don't have the weights?
Okay, so typically, y'all should get backed up on this one. Typically, you don't see in a real boxing gym, you don't see a bunch of dumbbells, or you don't see a bunch of barbells like you would see in a regular gym. You might see a treadmill or two that people or a bike, but most boxers run the streets, run hills, run mountains, so they get out and run. So those are the type of things that when you start adding in CrossFit type stuff to a boxing gym, in my opinion, it takes away from what a boxing gym supposed to be. So pretty much everything that we do in boxing, as Yasha can agree to, is timed. So you don't it's like I have a set exercise I call the 10-minute challenge. So you do is 50 seconds of work with a 15-second break, and that's a long break. So you do 50 seconds of like push-ups, and then you take a 15-second break. Then you go to the next exercise. So with that is condition your body to compete. So you need your legs. Boxers' legs are your feet and your legs will win fight, not really punches, because the person who lasts the longest wins the fight. So a lot of things like that, like I said, a lot of dumbbells, a lot of free weights type stuff, you don't see that in a boxing gym. Because in boxing, what people need to understand is boxing is more of it's a snapping, not a pushing. So you don't see, what I'm saying? So people think with every punch, you got to throw all your power. Boxing is about snapping the punch and connecting the punch. That's how you get points. So like I said, you don't see a bunch of dumbbells.
So it's not a street fight?
No. No.
Because the street fight, you be snapping, but you turn around and you snapping and you trying to get it all in there. So it's like, let me go and get that one hit a quitter up in there and just call it a day. So I ain't got to sweat too much. Just gonna make my point and push on out.
It's really skill based because most people don't know that you got to breathe out with every punch. And that's holding your breath while you fighting is the quickest way to get tired. So those type of things you have to learn while you boxing. How to move around, how to lure your opponent in, things like that. So it's a lot of work. It's a lot of things that you don't need to be inside the gym to do, actually.
Okay. And Yasha?
I agree. A lot of what you see in a boxing gym, you will not see at a big box gym, is what you would call, or just a small studio kind of gym. One thing that stick out the most is the Olympic style training machines. Most people gravitate to those because they like the alpha bulky type physique. So you will see those kind of machines in a regular gym, but you would not see that in a boxing gym. And what was the second question?
No, I was asking in terms of like, you all basically have covered it, but I was gonna ask also on the flip side of that. Well, if you don't really have the weights,
Mm-hmm.
what we have been quote unquote, I guess, indoctrinated to believe is what's necessary to get fit. Because Rob made a statement that most of the work is done outside of the gym, or you
Mm-hmm.
can do most of your work outside of the gym. What are some of the things that we well that we can do to
Mm-hmm.
help condition our bodies? Because one, now for me, I know I need to get I'm small, but I need to get back in shape.
Okay.
So I want to talk about the differences between the assessments of if you were going to a what you call the big box.
Yeah, big box gyms like the LA Fitnesses, the Lifetimes, the small studios like a Orange Theory, things
Okay.
like that. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so what would I want to know about the differences like between the assessments if you were gonna have a client work there versus what you would do at at the um at the boxing gym.
Okay. So you said that some people are conditioned to think they need weights. Your body is all the body weight you need when it comes to boxing. True strength is when you can pull your own body weight. Most people can they can probably lift dumbbells like you would in a boxing gym, but they can't lift their own body weight on a pull up. So that's the difference between being in a boxing gym and being a big box. When you can do a power move from feet, knee, hip, boom, like that, that's all your body weight in alignment. With a big box gym, you're more stationary, 15 reps, all right, minute break. There are no breaks in a boxing gym. It's in the boxing gym I go to, it's fight to the death, basically. There's different kind of programs with specific names tied to them, and they mean just that. You either gonna stand here, box and fight, or you gonna get laid out. In a big box gym, you can take a break. Let me do one set. All right, take a minute break. All right, let's get back to two sets. Like Coach Rod said, you only get 15 seconds, and that's too much.
Yeah, it's too much. Yeah,
Cause 15 seconds, you can get a body shot real quick
right. Exactly.
or uppercut real quick. So
Yeah.
there really is no chance to. All right, let's go again. You don't get that, but you will in a big box gym.
Yeah.
Okay, I think I need to just stay a spectator and just give me some pom poms, and that'll be all the weightlifting I do.
But
And
I'm gonna tell you, from personal experience,
Hmm.
this is gonna sound absolutely insane. From personal experience, from what I used to do, I am quicker to box because I'm a brawler, but I'm quicker to box than to go to, as she said, the big box gym.
okay,
But then again, I've done it before, so
okay.
And I can see why. And most people are more intimidated by the big box gym, or they just feel like they don't know exactly what to do while they're in there.
and for me it was because I boxed for 6 years
Hmm.
because somebody decided the little chick, because at the time I was very tiny. I was really, really tiny. But I had a whole lot of like anger and aggression going on, but I was fighting everybody. And so somebody said, you know what, you really need to channel that energy. Maybe you should look into boxing and kickboxing. So I did. And when it came to boxing, just actual boxing, not so much kickboxing, because kickboxing that's a whole nother story. But when
Hmm.
it came to actually boxing, I did a lot better. So that when we're sitting around and we're talking, and we're talking to Rod and we're talking to you, when you say, going to, doing a boxing circuit as opposed to, as she said, a big box gym,
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
I personally am more inclined to do the boxing than to go to the gym. And I know that I personally will have better results with that.
Okay.
Agreed.
Well,
Yeah.
okay. Well,
Definitely.
right. Tell me this. Okay, I'm a newbie. Well, I'm not even a newbie. I'm a remedial, out of weight somebody that needs to that desires to actually get in shape. I walk. I may walk a little bit, but I actually need to have a desire to actually tone and condition and get my body where it needs to be. But I don't have the physical capacity to do the weights that you would find at the big box gym.
Mm.
What would your steps be to assess me and kind of get me, in that and to kind of start me out where I need to be?
First, we assess your medical condition, and we do have certain things that you could do without a lot of like boxing pressure. You know what I'm saying? Like you can do bands. It's a lot to do. You do like 1 pound weights, things like that. You basically can draw out a plan that fits um, your needs at the level you are. And as you progress, you can add a little bit more to it.
Okay, so I walk in off the street. I've seen a sign, I've seen an ad somewhere, and I walk in off the street, and I'm like, okay, I want to join your gym. What do I need to do?
Show up first, and then we do a counseling session based on
He said, show up first.
Yeah.
No, but I'm saying like, no, because like no, most people don't really know what they're getting into. You know what I'm saying? It's just like you see an ad on the street. My thing is like I have people call me a lot about, first of all, prices. I don't like getting my prices out over the phone because you never know who you get your prices to.
Facts.
But
Facts.
I would have people, rather have you come here and you could see, and we can sit down and assess what your goals are, because a lot of people think they want a box, but really don't want a box, and they don't have the desire. I mean the physical capabilities to box. Actually, you know what I'm saying?
So having the physical capability to fight is not the same as having the physical capability to box.
No, because Yasha can agree.
No,
It's a total difference.
it's an
Because
art.
yeah, it's art because you have to learn to, like I said, in the beginning, 15 seconds is a long time. That's like the longest break that I normally give in exercise. We do have it where you do 15 seconds of work and then you don't get no break. You just roll over to the next exercise. It's like, so it might be 15 seconds of bicycle kicks, and when that's up, you roll over and do 15 seconds of push-ups, or then after that you do 15 seconds of burpees. So there's no stops. There's no stop in it until you get to the last exercise. Then you recycle again. So it's just a constant movement.
Yeah.
So it's not
Oh,
for a
wow.
week.
Okay.
No.
So you mentioned the legs. So you're talking about, so that would be a lot of the stuff that you were talking about with the bouncing around and the whatever, the bands or whatever you were talking about. Now, as far as like your upper body, because I saw Yasha when she was talking, she did that quick. She did that. Look, I saw you. It was just instinctive because
Yes.
that's a part of what she
What she
does.
does, yeah.
And so it's like I saw that. So what's the difference in like throwing a punch? You were talking about that at the beginning, Rod, where you were talking about, putting all your weight behind a punch versus, like you were saying, what, snapping? You say
Yeah.
snapping or
Yeah,
something.
boxing punching is a snapping, not a pushing. Because most people think that you got to hit with all your might. I had a guy the other day who was doing mitts, and the guy was like killing my hands. But the thing is, he was doing the technique wrong. So you can throw hard as you can, but if you don't have the technique right, and you're not being defensively responsible. That's why boxing is a snapping, because you got to bring that shot back. You got to bring it back to protect yourself from a counter punch. So if you throwing something with all your might, you leaving all this over for you to get knocked out. So first thing is to learn the technique first, and I go over that. We do drills on that. Like you do 2 minutes of the jab, like learn to turn over your thumb down. All you know what I'm saying. You do that continually to learn the skill, because you can not learn the skill and being there throwing punches. If you ain't throwing it right, then you defeat the
You
purpose.
just you gonna get chin checked.
Yeah, you defeat the purpose.
You're gonna get chin checked. Okay, now tell me, as far as like when you were a little background, when you were at a previous position in your previous job,
Hmm.
you worked overseas.
Right.
So I know when you were scheduled to come home, it was pre-COVID lockdown.
Right.
But then we went into a stage of, nothing comes in, nothing goes out.
Right.
How were you able to sustain your sanity while you were over there? Because you were over there for an extended how many months?
Extra 3 months. So
Okay.
actually 180 days.
After being there for how long
Yeah.
already?
I already been there 3 months. So I was doing 90 days on, 90 days off. So
So you were there for an additional 90
Yes,
days
love.
away from the family. See,
Yeah.
look, everybody, this thing called life, you see what it's all about, because it's like, he's yet working while he's a little multitasking. I'm not mad. Handling business. I appreciate you. Let's see, Demetria, let Coach Rod teach you how to
throw a
punch.
punch. Yeah.
Uh, mm, no.
Okay.
Yeah. I, uh, mm, yeah. Okay. Look, they were saying for me to let you teach me how to throw a punch.
Oh, and that. Okay.
Yeah, I was like, yeah. I don't look. You said thumb down, right?
Yeah, turn it over. You gotta bring
Thumb
it back
down.
though. Yeah, but don't leave it
Now,
out there though.
is my fist supposed to be? Am I now? Am I supposed to actually turn my arm? I don't know. When I say I don't know, because when I fight, I'm just like, let's
Let's
get it
go.
how you live.
Yeah.
So and I don't know if I'm sitting up there throwing the right type of punches.
That says you're punching like a girl.
Wow.
Listen, but no, let me tell you something. After being in the gym, that's a whole new connotation. Okay, so
different kind of punch.
that's it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you right now, Miss Annette, that's technically that's a compliment. So we'll take it. Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
a street fight, you're punching out of anger, aggression.
Yeah.
When
Right.
you're boxing, you're at peace.
Yeah.
You're calm. That's a different punch when you get hit by somebody that's calm.
That's
Yeah.
I think that's why I had to finally
That's a
kinda
good breakdown, and it segues into the other part of what I wanted to talk about. How therapeutic is it? Because I know Kenyatta alluded to when she was initially introduced to it, and then Rod, Yasha mentioned, and then so now we're talking about, so how therapeutic is boxing?
Well, for me, is shadow boxing. Y'all should probably agree too with this. Shadow boxing for me is therapeutic because you get lost in your. It's like dancing. Once you learn your footwork and how to, you once you get ingrained into your muscle memory, the footwork drills, and say you're doing the break and roll off the pivot counterclockwise, pivot clockwise, and you get to throwing your shots right, and you just get. It's like a dance. It's like dancing to me. It just for me, you get lost in what you're doing. So it's a science to it.
Now I could see that, because when you were saying that, I could kind of envision like Mayweather when he's always doing his, and then like even Tyson, how they all have their unique,
Yeah.
ways of, Hopkins. Hopkins gonna be my, Bernard Hopkins. He gonna always be one of my favorites. But now that you kind of talk about the footwork, it's like I'm thinking about the fact that all of them move a little differently.
Yeah, definitely.
They move a little differently. Now, Yasha, I want to ask you. Okay, you work out at the big box gyms, but then you also work out at a boxing gym.
Yes.
Give us like the difference as far as like your toning and how it affects your body, and what differences you can tell between the two.
and that says it sounds relaxing.
So with the boxing gym, I feel like I lean out a lot quicker. which is what my personal goal is. Everyone's personal goal is different. My goal is to get my body fat percent at a certain number. So I get that extra cardiovascular push when I'm in a boxing gym, on top of the fact that I have an instructor. When I'm at a big boxing gym, I'm by myself. Yes, I'm educated in it, but sometimes I need that extra push. Because in a big box gym, like I said, you can take breaks after you do a set. In a boxing gym, you're not taking any breaks. So you're forced to have um, a more longer endurance training in a boxing gym. Now, in a big box gym, because I played basketball, I was real focused on being explosive as far as like jumping up for rebounds, taking off on a layup, making sure I slide quicker on defense. So my workout routine was a little different because it was geared towards more so of agility, trying to be quick off the dribble, off a rebound. But
Okay.
I could still take that same agility and move it to boxing because that's all footwork. You're constantly moving, and especially if you have a bag and no one's holding it, you're constantly moving and swinging and moving, but you're relaxed though. You're not hitting it like you just got into an argument with someone.
And see, that would be my thing. I think I would want to go to the gym, the boxing gym, just for the sake of releasing that tension, releasing that, like maybe I print a picture off and tape it to the big bag and
I got
use
a
like,
membership off that.
yeah, let it rip. But
Yes.
but okay, now as far as like you talking about muscle memory,
Mm-hmm.
okay. Now I used to work out before I had an accident years ago, and so my body, I can move my body certain ways, and I can still see where there was certain definition. Now, if I come to Eastside and it's like, and I say, okay, well, I want to get back to this point physically. Is it more or less the physical aspect of it, or is it more the okay? Like you were saying, what is your personal goal? Are you trying to hit a certain weight? Are you trying to let your body get to a certain sculpt? Like maybe work on the midsection or work on the arms, or is it like it doesn't matter what part of it you want because you're gonna end up using everything anyway?
Right.
You have to be right in the mind first. And I'm the only reason that I can say that is because remember I was saying that I went there because I had anger issues, and it started out, let me go and relieve all this tension. And it got to a point where, yes, it was, it was a thing that you had to, your mind had to be right in order to do it correctly. Because I'm going to tell you, you will jack yourself up. Rotator cuffs, and you got all kinds of stuff all up and through. You will jack yourself up if your mind is not right while you're trying to do this. So before you get to you doing all of that, that's great. But if your mind is not right, you're going to jack yourself up.
Okay. So I just need to make sure I drink some kava tea before I go.
Okay, I'm going to let you talk to her. Y'all talk to her.
No, but I get your point. So, Rod, I know when we were talking offline, we were talking about, and you said there are different tiers.
Right.
So, could you kind of explain that a little bit for our listeners?
Okay, so tier one is basically, y'all should get back up on this. Tier one is you basically walking through, say for example, box steps, right? So box step, you basically walking, you teaching the person the concept of it or the technique of it. And as they get more confident in what they're doing, you take it up another speed. So tier one is beginners. Tier five is fight mode. So tier five is like you going straight fight mode because you got it. You've done it so long that it's drilled in your brain, it's ingrained into your muscle memory. So you could do it's just like walking. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you don't think about walking when you walk. So when you get in there and boxing, the box when you did all these footwork drills, the Ray Robinson, the hop step, all your pivot drill, your Ali drills, all that stuff come with ease because it's a part of who you are. So you don't think about it. You just
they have a drill named after Ali.
Oh yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah. They got the the hop. Yeah, they got the Ollie circles. They got the Ollie shuffle.
Mhm.
It's a bunch of them. It's
Now
like
it's the hop after my boy Hopkins. Tell me it's
no,
after Hopkins.
no.
Oh man, that's busted.
Yeah, but
Okay,
I do have a 4 week footwork drill program. That's, you do it pretty much every
okay.
day for 4 weeks. So it's
So
different levels to it.
you start out with the feet, and then you move up to, or is it like a combination that you have everybody do?
Well, for me and most gyms I've been to before, who teach you right, they teach you that footwork start first before you even throw a punch or know how to throw it. They teach you to throw a punch. They teach you footwork, and they move their way up. They teach you from footwork. Once you get that mastered a little bit better, then you go to your punch logistics. Then you learn how to slip. You learn how to do your defense, stuff like that. So there's different levels to it. So it's just all about how and what gym you go to. Like I said, most some gyms don't teach that. They just teach you how to punch and hit mitts pretty
And
fast.
you
That's my thing.
get
I
knocked
don't.
out.
You see people hit mitts pretty fast, and they think it's very impressive. I mean, you're not even holding your gloves right, so it's like all that speed mean nothing in your hands if your legs not conditioned to last 12
Mhm.
rounds, to last 9 rounds or 10 rounds. So your
I
legs.
told
Eh.
y'all I was remedial. Yeah, I
Said that
told you I'm on
earlier.
that remedial level right there, baby. I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm on. Yeah, that's me. That's me. But that's all right, because with these two, I'm gonna do Coach Rod's virtual program once he releases that. I'm putting it out there. I'm putting myself on Front Street. I am.
I'm
I
praying.
love you. I am.
I'm praying for you.
Key
I'm
too.
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. And see, I got my accountability partners. Yasha gonna be like, okay, D, let me see you on screen. Rod gonna be like, okay, tighten up, tighten up. And I'm like, but it's gonna be good. I think for me physically, especially since I'm dealing with some things and I really need to work on my breathing because you kept mentioning being able to know how to properly breathe.
Right. Yeah.
So I think maybe doing the cardio and all of that stuff might help my lung function and all of that kind of stuff as well. So yeah, and to be able to do it without getting hit, I think that'll
Yeah.
be good because see, I'll go from, you know, training mode into okay, let's take it to the middle of the street mode if I get hit and I'm not mentally ready for that.
Mhm.
Now tell me now, okay, you said there are 5 tiers. You got the tier one, which is basically you walk through, and then
Yeah.
you got tier five where you're basically ready to go in and just do it on the professional level.
Right. Well, at the speed of a professional level.
Okay, at the
So
speed. Okay.
your tiers are speeds. It's not like it's not like you're ready to get in and do your thing, but
I'm gonna need you
it's
not to be
just
trying.
speed. You got to work your way up to the speed. So yeah, it's
No.
Even if he
Yeah.
has been out at the ranch, no.
She talking about she don't want me to challenge Tyson. I'm not crazy.
mm,
His body looks better now. It's better
Does
or just as good as it did when he was younger.
yeah.
But I want to ask and see that segues into something else. So now I've noticed like a lot of weightlifters, bodybuilders, and then I've noticed a lot of boxers who are no longer, and with both professions, they're no longer actively, in the gym. Like, Tyson's an exception because, he's just who he is. So, he's not the stellar example, but I've noticed that with most boxers, they tend to maintain their good health. They don't really get as sick or as out of shape as a lot of like the big bodybuilders or the deadlifters or the what is it when they do just the power lifters. You know what I'm
Mhm.
talking
Mhm.
Yeah.
about? The Mr. Olympia types, after they stop training for the stage, their
Mhm.
bodies tend to kind of just go wherever it
less.
goes.
Yeah.
Yeah. It
Whereas
converts to that body fat.
yeah, where a lot of where a lot of boxers, they tend to, now they may not remain as sculpted as a Tyson, but they still maintain their body.
Lean mass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's
Yeah.
see.
So even from the aspect of like female boxers, we can look at Layla. She has a whole family now, but
Mhm.
she still has that fire body.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So what is the difference in terms of like your trainings, as far as like with the, so that people can kind of gauge, okay, this is what's going on when um lifting weights versus doing the trainings that I need to do with the
Me or Rod?
it doesn't matter, either or,
You go
both of
ahead, Yash. You go ahead.
Um, from personal experience, I would say that like what Rod said, it's more authentic in a boxing gym. You're using your own body weight for the time period of your profession. And with other athletes, the power lifters, the football players, they're using weights majority of their career. So that's a different kind of training and a different
I'm
kind
gonna pay
of
you.
eating regimen. With a boxer who is mainly cut and lean, that's a lifestyle that you can take on without having to be in a ring. But with basketball or with powerlifting or with football kind of training, you're not going to be, most of the time you're not going to see someone who's 70, 80 years old lifting 300 pounds over their head. Eventually your muscles and your bones, I'm not going to necessarily say deteriorate, but just the amount of mass that you can carry, it starts to change over time.
Okay, because it's very interesting. I'm really for real. I know, I laugh, I joke, and all that kind of stuff, but I'm for real soaking this up because, I know as we tend to get older, there are a lot of things that our bodies that we're able to do when we're younger that we really, our bodies start going through a lot of shifts and changes and things of that nature. So we're not able to do a lot of that heavy duty stuff that we did when we were younger. So it sounds like for the sake of those of us who maybe, it's great for younger people, but those of us who are getting older, that it is something that is definitely beneficial as it relates to training. You know, even if it's just for the sake of, getting your body, in a good place physically.
Hmm.
So now as far as food, when you start talking to, look, both of them had this look that hit their face
Right.
like, man, see, are you sure you want to go there with this? But like when you're training, what are some of the things that diet, as far as your diet that you feel are beneficial for us when it comes down to getting our bodies quote unquote conditioned?
The most
Right.
important part, well, the most important part is what to eat and when you eat it. So, like, they tell fighters before they fight not to eat a huge meal. You know what I'm saying? So, and working out doing boxing and training boxing, you got to know what to eat and when to eat it so you can burn it off while you're training. So, I always noticed that a lot of boxers walk around with a gallon with a gallon jug of water. Why they walk around all that water? And most of them drink pretty much a gallon of water a day, but they know they're gonna burn it off or sweat it out. So, a lot of them eat one meal a day type thing. So,
But we're told that we should eat more than one meal a day, though,
by
to
who,
be
society?
healthy. Huh?
Who
We like,
told you that?
I think we are the only society that teaches that though. But like,
Animals don't even do that.
right. So when I'm overseas, I lived in Germany for 5 years, and I saw people. It's like people didn't eat 3 times a day. They eat like a small breakfast, and they eat their biggest meal around lunchtime, and then
Hmm.
after that, they might have something small for dinner, something like that. But that's about it.
Okay. I need you to back up a little bit, Rod, because I'm looking more at yeah, I'm
Okay.
seeing more of
I got people coming in training.
oh, that's cool. That's cool. I'm about to say, hey, you at the gym. That's what happens.
Yeah.
That's what happens when you're actually at work. Because I no, bring it up some. Because it's
Okay.
like setting your head up. There we go.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna flash.
Yeah, there we go. Now I'm seeing more of you.
All right, cool.
Um, but I appreciate you doing that.
No
But
problem.
then, okay, now I want to, yeah, and I'm kind of like a net. It does sound relaxing like golf, but it's at the same time, it's like, okay, but it seems like there's a lot of mental conditioning, like Key was saying, that goes into boxing training, the regimen, when you're doing a boxing regimen over and above just your standard training at a quote unquote, I like that term, big
Big
box
box.
gym.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually like that term. I like that term. So, and so it's like it's actually quite stimulating for me as somebody that's looking at once I get clearance to be able to try to do a little bit more. Now, for those of us who may have a disability of some sort, who can't do all of the like quote unquote major footwork or things of that nature, are there things that we can do that will benefit us, overall physically? Because even with the boxing, and I'm sitting up here doing this, I'm noticing even though I'm doing this sitting down, it's it's turning and it's twisting my midsection. So it's like, I'm like, okay. So are there things other than just like the punching that can be done until to kind of help mainstream the body and physically get us where we need to be?
Well, like Rod said, in some gyms they start with your footwork first, your
Okay.
legs. So a lot of that has to do with your hips. So having hips that aren't tight, you want to make sure that they are flexible and mobile enough to move, because when you do throw a straight or a jab or uppercut or whatever, it's starting from the knee to the hip. Your hip is involved with that swing. So you want to make sure that you have good hip flexors, strong hip flexors, abductors, adductor movement. You want to make sure that your lower back is stronger. So there's also exercises that can help strengthen your lower back, even your upper and your mid back, because that's all involved when it comes to boxing.
Okay. Were you able to hear all of that, Rod?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. Yeah. So it was like, so you're basically still you're working up. You're working out even if you're not doing the leg work.
Yeah, definitely. It's constant work. You can Josh can agree. It's a workout we do here, and it's like 10 minutes straight. So it's like 1 minute of jump rope and 3 minutes of shadow boxing, and you don't stop. So you
You
set your
keep
clock.
saying shadow boxing. What is that?
So it's basically it's like you
You're you're not
go ahead.
sparring. You're
Yeah,
you're you're by yourself, working on mechanics.
just throwing shots, just doing different
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah, and you moving around, rolling and pivoting, and throwing more
Hmm.
shots. So it's kind of like
Like I
Because
said, it's dancing.
well, look, because when you say
Breathing.
shadow boxing, I'm gonna tell you the first thing that pops into my head, the movie Real Steel. Because that's what. Because if you think about it, the robot he was mimicking the moves of whoever he was in front of. So I'm like, okay, so do they have a person there showing, and then they imitate? So that was where my head was going, like for real. That's so I was like, okay, let me just ask the question because I'm sure that's not what it is, but at the same time, I wanted clarity. You
well
know,
back
that
well
that's
back
me
in the
not knowing the industry.
back in the days in the beginning of boxing, it called a shadow boxing. You can see your shadow. You used to face the wall and it's be a light. Your body is shining against the wall, so you see yourself throwing your moves. You kind of like boxing your shadow. That's why they call it shadow boxing. So so now they do it in front of mirrors. A lot of people either do it in the middle of the ring or they do it in front of mirrors to make sure they got the technique right. So
See, I wouldn't have known that if I hadn't asked the question because I was for real thinking about the movie Real Steel with the robot. That's where my head was. So okay, now can you tell me the difference aside from the fact that you're using gloves and you're not getting on a rope and jumping down on folks and all of that kind of stuff, and you're not throwing people into um, gates. What is the difference, the biggest difference between training for boxing versus MMA? Or is there a difference?
Woo-wee.
it's a slim difference in my opinion. Slim. Because with MMA, I don't have nothing against it, but I just look at what happened to Conor McGregor when he fought Floyd Mayweather. See, in boxing, you constantly moving on your legs. In MMA, you can actually grab somebody and kind of hold them down and to catch your breath.
Catch your breath is the key word.
Yeah, you're not constantly moving. So with boxing, that's why
Yeah.
McGregor couldn't last that many rounds in Mayweather because his legs weren't conditioned to go 12 rounds. Because most MMA fights go 3 rounds, 4 rounds, and they get a chance to hug
5
each other.
minutes.
And lay on each other and be done. But with boxing, you imagine going 12 rounds and you constantly moving your legs. It's take work.
So, like you were saying in the beginning, if your legs aren't any good, you're not any good.
If they're not conditioned, no, you're not good.
You're gonna be in trouble.
3 minutes is a long time in a round.
Yeah. And you got to ask yourself, are you going to go the whole 3 minutes or are you really going to stand there and just let them beat you up?
Yeah.
That's where that mental part come in.
With the boxing aspect of it, because in MMA, that's what they basically doing, is just beating each other up.
But they're taking breaks.
Yeah.
You can't take a break. But if your opponent see you taking a break, that's lights out.
Yeah.
It seems like it's good for, like I saw an ad that was run for the gym for Eastside, and it was phenomenal because it had children.
Mm.
So is boxing a good sport, do you feel, for children and helping them to, kind of guide themselves, kind of like on the line of kind of like a martial arts training as far as mentality, or is it a little bit more, I guess you could say, what's the word I'm looking for? The mental stimulation, the calmness, Lord, I can't even think of the word.
When they've talked about being at peace, and how it's different when you're street fighting because you're angry, and again, I started it because I was angry and I needed a creative outlet. But in being angry and in doing this, it then turned around and taught me how to better deal, with things and how to better temper myself. Did it make me stop fighting? Yeah, no, it didn't, because we all know that I'm just ignorant like that. But it brings me to a different place. So like when I'm angry, it brings me, because of that training, it'll make me have to recenter my mind before I throw a punch.
Okay. Kind of
And
like,
to add to that, when you're angry and you're swinging, you're actually losing power. You're weakening yourself when you do that. When you're at peace, and you throwing that jab or that straight, you're not losing anything.
Yeah.
okay. Now, Rod, are you in a position where you kind of able to take us through the gym a little bit and show us a few of the things and kind of explain what what the benefits of? Now, if you're not, then that's fine too. But if you are, I was just saying, like, because I know that they've got these little bitty bags and they've got these big bags and they've got the You got the big round bags and then you got the really fat bags that are longer. These are just, look, that's how they're punching bags. That's all they are to me. I'm not privy to the terms. I just can describe them like you got the one that's shaped like a grape, and I know that's the one that comes back at you real fast,
It's a double end, which is right.
huh?
Smart this one.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
It
Yes.
comes at you like a grape, and then you got the one that hangs up a little higher, and it's
Yeah.
shaped more like on the diamond shaped, and it's like I see those are the ones you see in the movies all the time.
Speed
Mm-hmm.
bag. Good.
That's what. Yep, that one
Yep.
right there.
Speed bag. Yeah.
Okay. Now, what's the difference between those? Because they both basically seem like they would do the same thing to
Well,
somebody like me.
I'll let Yash explain that one.
So the speed bag is basically what it is. You're working on the speed of your hands. That's basically what you're working on the whole time, but it's at a rhythm.
Back
And you
up,
can
right? 'Cause I can't see you. There you go.
change up the rhythm. Like with one of my instructors, they say 1 2, where they say 1 2 3, 1 2 3 4. So you're basically just like building up to it. Now for the other bag that he showed that was connected to the cable, I haven't experienced that one yet.
Well, that's a
The one
double
that
end. Well, that's a double end bag. To me, that's your closest. Hey, work on your hand-eye coordination. What you're doing is you can keep hitting it, whatever, and hit it, and it's coming, and you slipping and slipping and get back from it, throwing punches at it. So it's close to it's close to fighting in person, fighting another person. But you got to work on your hand-eye coordination and timing.
and that's the black and white bag that you showed.
It's called
Hmm.
a double end bag.
A double hand bag.
No, double end.
Double end.
Double end bag.
Yeah.
Okay. See, I'm learning a lot. I'm learning. I'm learning.
Mm.
'Cause I need to know this stuff because yeah, I need to know this stuff because if I'm gonna be going through his training program, it's like these are things, even though I'm not there physically, they're gonna be moves and stuff that he's gonna expect, 'cause I'm always talking about the right hook of fellowship, you know. We're talking about that right hook of fellowship, so there are certain things that I'm going to need to know. And then maybe one day I may be able to go, to where, a gym, there's one that's not too far from here, but go to a boxing gym and actually experience. Now I'm scared to go.
Wow.
No,
I'm
don't be scared.
intimidated. I'm like,
No.
I'm kind of intimidated because it seems like it's because I can't do the footwork because of my physical,
You
my body,
can.
whatever.
You can. Trust me, you can.
Yeah.
You
Tier
may
one.
not be at a tier 3 4 5, but you
Yeah.
definitely can move with them feet. If you can walk, you can do it.
Yeah.
But I can't stand long. That's the thing. If I'm not able to stand long, how am I
Three
going to be
minutes.
able to bounce?
3 minutes.
Yep.
Stand
Takes
for
you
3 minutes.
Okay.
takes you longer than that to make a pot of coffee.
Okay.
True.
Yeah.
Don't
Yeah.
be talking about
I
getting
seen
coffee.
that.
I'm not going to get out here talking about my coffee.
I was just using it as a time example.
Yeah, but that's true. That is true.
Because I wish somebody would say something about our coffee. No, it's
I'm okay. So that makes me feel a lot better because see, when
Yeah.
you start talking about needing the footwork, needing to be able to maintain your legs and stuff, and me knowing my personal limitations at this point, it's kind of intimidating, what have you. So now, when it comes down to the big bags, are there? Look, Annette, telling no excuses. You're right, Annette, no excuses. Um, when it comes down to the big bags, do you start with those or do you graduate to those? The big round ones, the big black ones.
Well, the bag you get on is based on your actual weight. So it go by the size of the person. So you have 60-pound bags, 70-pound bags, 100-pound bags. I got a 150-pound bag. Yeah, 200-pound bags, and 300-pound bags. So all the
Okay,
bags that
so
is based on it's charts they go by to tell
okay,
you what bag you should work on based on your weight.
Okay. So I'm 100, and I'm not ashamed of it. I'm way too big, but I'm 100 pound. So, uh, so I'm between 150 and 200.
Buddy says, stop saying I can't.
Thank you, buddy. I will. Um, so I'm between 150 and 200 pounds. So I'm closer to the 200-pound mark than I am the 150-pound mark. That's just in all transparency. Um, and I know my body mass, if they were to go through and do that assessment, I'm like close to 50 to about 50 to 60 pounds heavier
Your
than I
BMI?
should be because of my
Okay.
height.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Uh,
Body
but
mass index.
but coming in to and then working out on the bags. So I would be closer to like the 200-pound bag because that's the one that I
No,
No,
no, no,
no.
no.
I
Not
would say
no.
what, 60?
60, yeah.
Yeah,
Or
60 for
even
you.
70 pound bag would be good for you.
Mm-hmm.
okay. So I was transparent. I thought you said it was about weight.
It is.
Yeah,
Mike
but it's
Tyson would be 200 bag
yeah,
because that power he got in
power,
his
yeah.
punch.
Okay, so it's weight and power.
Right.
Okay,
Yeah, it's
okay.
a whole little ratio. You good. We're gonna put you on a smaller bag. We're not gonna let nothing knock you back out.
Because that's kind of what it would be like. Okay, well, Rod, now even though you are located in the metropolitan Atlanta area, how can people get in touch with you if they are in the area and they want to come check out Eastside Boxing Club?
You can hit me up on IG at esboxing_club or on Facebook at Eastside Boxing Club LLC.
Okay, so Eastside Boxing Club LLC on Facebook,
Right.
IG
E-
ES
yeah,
Boxing.
ESBox_club.
Okay, okay.
Yeah,
Now I'm gonna do this. Kenyatta gave me something that I need. I have to share. I have no idea what this is. So if I'm gonna be ugly, go give me a towel because I know you.
What?
You know I don't cry cute.
Just play it.
I have no idea what this is, right? So
Play it.
y'all bear with me.
Play.
Okay.
Put me in a
Oh
pump.
Lord.
Put me in a pump.
I'm a whole punk right now because I have no idea what the heck I'm about to be application phone tab. My entire screen.
Put me in a
And my
pump.
screen is this. Okay, can you all see that? Can
Nope.
you all see that?
I can't see anything. I can hear something.
You can hear, but you can't
Oh,
see.
Oh no, that might be his
Okay, hold.
gym.
It might be the same, yeah.
did you do the share screen thing? Oh, it says share your entire screen.
Yeah, my entire.
But you weren't doing anything yet.
Okay, share
And-
audio.
yeah.
Okay. Share.
You gotta click on the screen.
Oh, yeah, that might help. Okay, I'm about to share my screen. So y'all bear with me because I have no. Can you all see that? Hello?
I
Can
can't
you
see nothing.
all see it?
Yeah, I see it.
Can you see it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's loading.
Oh,
Movie
Ah,
maker.
Hold on. Let me mute you all so I can actually hear what's going on. There's pie. Lord, I told you to get me a towel if I was gonna need it. That's just awful. See, people treat you
What?
bad,
I don't treat it.
and we sit here. We love living color. Um. Okay, let me mute you all so we can. So I'm a mute so that way we can hear the actual video. Okay. Let me turn this up. Oh Lord, help us all.
Lord, still back to life. It'll be okay.
Okay.
Now you gotta go back.
Now I have to go
You
back.
gotta go back.
Here we go.
I think he just starts quietly.
Happy birthday, D. All the way from Mississippi. We love you. Prodigy of Memphis. We love you. Enjoy your day.
Good morning, D.
Good morning,
Oh,
wow.
D. It's your sister, the other D. Enjoying my hot cup of tea. I know you love enjoying coffee every morning, early. I just wanted to wish you a happy birthday. I'm here in the country where you left us. We miss you. We love you. And I hope that your birthday brings you all the joy, I even tried to tie my hair up kind of like you do, but you know I can't put my scarves on like you. But I hope your birthday brings you all of the joy, happiness, love, positive vibes and energy that you deserve. You're a queen. We love you. We miss you. And just live it up. And just for me, enjoy a glass of wine. You know I love my wine.
Girl, yes.
Good morning. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Demetria, little sissy. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, sweetie. Thank God for divine connections that brought us together. I love you to life. You are the little sister that I prayed for. And now I have her. So grateful for you. So thankful for you. You enjoy your day to the fullest. Wishing you many, many, many more. And years of me being your big sister and bossing you around a little bit. Because sometimes you need somebody to boss you around a little bit. That would be me. So I love you. Have a wonderful day. Happy birthday. Bye-bye.
I told you was up to something.
Huh?
If you can, you can. Oh my Lord!
Miss D, miss you, love you. You and G, everybody else, y'all have a great day. Enjoy your birthday.
Wow!
I'll talk to you soon.
Hey, D. Hey,
Ooh, I get the serenade.
I think I'll make the face.
Listen, this is Walter D. Jones. D stands for Ask Miss Kiki. She tell you that. We on a radio show. I don't know my middle name. Happy birthday to you, by the way. You sure look good to be 30. You got a man?
A mess.
What's your name is? Huh?
You know he must.
You don't got no man?
Oh,
I'm interested. Call me.
damn fool.
588-23. That's right, 100.
588-2300 Empire.
I love you, girl. Many more. Yeah, many more.
Hello, my little sister. I just want to tell you happy birthday and tell you that I love you. And I wish you many more joyous days to celebrate. You have been a ray of sunshine in my life since I've known you. You're always that ear to listen, that voice to speak wisdom when wisdom is needed. You understand a lot more than most would understand. I love you so very much. And I just wanted to take time out of my day today to wish you a very happy birthday. And I pray that God blesses you with many more. I love you, sweets. Mwah.
I'm sending this video out to a very special person I come to grow to love.
Goodness.
Don't get to see you often enough.
Oh
But
my
I just want to
goodness.
say happy birthday. That's where I know.
Brother out, man.
Oh, I did not
He's
see
a
this.
player.
There's two that I missed. I'm so sorry.
That's okay. We can play them.
Yes.
How did they come?
Messengers. Can I just forward it to you? Would you be able to play it?
I'm special. I'm getting musical serenade. Oh my gosh.
Happy birthday, baby.
Annette.
If I could only get this promo out. Trying to figure out.
Lord.
It's kind of difficult to do, but. Oh, I'm sorry. I wanted to come on and say some very special words to a very special individual. You see my logo in back of me because this individual is a huge part of my body and soul. I can call her, give her a picture, give her my ideas, and she'll have things done in an instant. But when I try to do it, it takes me a little bit of time. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, trust me, I understand.
But nevertheless, she has the talent, she has the drive, and she wants to help. And I don't take that for granted. I'm talking off the fly right now because I just want this message to come from my heart. Demetria Triplet, September 15th, as of 1972, just would not be the same when you entered this world. And I'm sure your wonderful parents were just as blessed to have you, to nurture you, to bring you up in the fear of God, as we are, as your friends who have met you along the way. No, I wasn't there when you were born. As a matter of fact, I was only 5 years old. But I'm here now, and I know you. I've come to know you. I've come to learn you. And I just want you to know that I appreciate you. I want to give a huge shout out, birthday shout out to you. I pray that today is just the best day that you have had in a long, long time. I pray that you are just showered with love, showered with, real thoughts of how people really love you, how they feel about you. Because you're a jewel, and we appreciate you. Tell you there are many days and many nights. I don't know where I or my body and soul would be without you. Last minute things, calling you on the phone, texting you, sometimes feeling really, really bad that I gotta call you at the last minute. Yeah, you're like, I can do it. I can do it real quick. Well, today is your day, and hopefully we can do something really quick to make you smile. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday.
And I get another serenade.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday.
Oh,
Enjoy your day, D. We love you so much.
I love you.
You are the only brand that we need. Take care, sweetie. Happy birthday.
Okay, and then there's two more
Oh,
because there's one that I got while we were on the air, and one that absolutely positively refused to download no matter what it was that I did to make it happen. So I need you to go to your inbox because there's one more I need you to.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
It's yeah.
Hold up, y'all. Let me stop the screen share for right now.
Come on, you got two more.
I know I gotta pull it up. I don't need them knowing all of my other personal business as I pull stuff up. I'm just saying. So you can go and chat with him for a minute. Look,
What?
look,
I think Yasha's got another Yasha.
I'm sitting up
You all
here.
right?
No.
Oh,
Yeah.
be okay.
See, you know.
She's having a moment. She gonna be all right. She gonna be all right.
I love that last part. You the only brand we need.
Absolutely.
That was dope.
Oh my goodness. I'm just beyond right now. Oh boy. I'm just
I told you, needed you to share your own special brand of True Black Girl Magic with us.
okay. Let me make sure this part right here is on a safe page. Safe page.
Safe page.
Yeah, won't need
I know.
Okay, now let me go back to my screen share.
Yes.
Okay, share screen, share audio. Okay, I'm flipping over you all. Okay. My buddy.
Open wider.
Oh, hold on. Open up, I said.
Yeah, turn the sound on.
Yeah, I'm trying. Look, I'm so excited till it's like.
Can't you click on it? Yeah, that's it. Well, now you gotta turn the sound on.
Okay, now I gotta turn the sound on. Now I gotta go back to the beginning.
It's your boy.
Okay.
Hey.
My buddy.
It's your boy. It's Buddy.
It's my buddy.
So, I understand that today happens to be a very special day for you. It's your birthday. So that being said, let me say happy birthday to you. I'm not going to try to sing or anything like that. Cause girl, I ain't crazy.
He said I ain't crazy.
I know my limitations, and you might not like me afterwards anyway. So
see, I love you, buddy.
So happy birthday. But I will say this to you. I hope that this day has been an amazing day to you. I hope that it has exceeded all of your expectations and your desires. And you deserve it. You really deserve it. So I'm so glad that your cousin introduced you to me.
Me too.
And you have become my favorite friend.
Whoop whoop.
Don't tell nobody else I said
that. Don't tell Walter.
So
he said, "Don't tell Walter." That's what he said.
So, enjoy your day. Enjoy this video, because I don't do this for everybody. So that tells you how I really feel about you. All right.
Loves you.
I love you to life, and I will see you when I see you.
Okay. Hey. And then there is one more. And this was in the one.
This one needs to close.
Yeah.
But
it won't close.
There it is.
Okay. Now I will say the next one was the very first one that it won't download for nothing. So now you got to get it opened up. It wouldn't download for nothing. I was so frustrated. Get some sound.
Beautiful friend.
Okay.
Hello, my beautiful friend. Happy birthday, Dee. I am so thankful that God brought us together through jewelry.
Yeah.
But that our friendship has grown. We can have conversations around bling. We can have conversations around social justice. I am so thankful for all the amazing opportunities that the two of us have had. I hope you have a great day. I hope you rest and do all the things that bring you joy. Have an awesome birthday. Love you.
Oh,
hello,
this
my
has been the absolute
friend.
best. Everybody get to see my handsome husband, man. Everybody got to see my handsome husband, man. Okay. Now, Yasha, she turned off her
I'm
screen.
back.
As I'm sitting back here, look, trying not to let makeup run, because it's bad enough that it's something told me not to put any on, but I didn't listen.
Mhm.
Um, I guess Rod had to slide out.
Somebody called you a big old crybaby.
I'm a whole punk right now. I have been a whole punk
Agreed.
all day. You all have been. Buddy called me a crap. And you right, buddy. I am. I know. I'm sitting up here. I thank you all so much. I hate Rod had to go, but I thank you all so very much.
Happy birthday, Dee.
So
Mwah,
I
mwah,
just
mwah, mwah, mwah.
this woman has been absolutely amazing and instrumental in my life, in the life of my daughter. We have accomplished so much. We have grown even deeper in our relationship just over the past few years. I mean, we are connected at the hip lifelong. We have, when I talk about, they talk about your soulmate, and your soulmate, people are like, oh, your soulmate is somebody you're supposed to be married to. No, it's the person who mirrors your soul but also pushes you to be your absolute best. And so this is my soulmate, and I absolutely love her to absolute that. I'm gonna tell y'all, this whole putting the video together thing, she does it all the time. She does it flawlessly. That stuff is not easy. I take it back. I take back any other time you need something from me, I will make sure you have it far in advance, because no, it's not fun. But it was out of love. And it was absolutely just because
I'm gonna do my ugly cry when y'all not on here to see
because
me.
and all of them love you. And so we all wanted to make sure that you knew, with us all being, distance and spread out or whatever, and having to observe social rules, we wanted to make sure that you knew how much you meant to all of us.
And I
Our
want
favorite Virgo.
Yes.
thank you.
It's not Beyonce.
Beyonce.
Nobody care about Beyonce.
I want to say, and God is gonna let me make it through this without turning into a blubbering idiot. This year has been very eventful, health wise for me. So I don't take.
Now you're gonna make me cry. Ooh.
I don't take it for granted here. I don't take this day for granted, because when I recall just how I physically felt, and then when I'm told how I actually was, the condition my body was actually in when I dealt with COVID-19 at the beginning of this year in March, in April. I don't take this day for granted.
Yeah.
Because there's so many families who are remembering loved ones on their birthdays. And I'm able to actually tell you all, thank you. I appreciate the well wishes, and I love you all. And I thank you for the effort of pulling everybody together. Okay, the towel comes back to me. The effort of putting the video together, because you're right. I know firsthand it is not easy to get that stuff to act right. And then
for someone who doesn't do it.
Yeah, then to have, my family to share as our guest today. Like I said, I know Rod had to go because of professional obligations, but then to have my little sister, one of my, health consultants,
right?
My nutritional consultants, to be able to come on and share with me it's priceless. It's priceless. And, you know, I thank God for each and every one of you. I pray that nothing but joy, peace, love. I wish you all health and wealthness in your lives. And I mean, and I say that, you know, from the depths of my being. It is my prayer that each and every one of you, even those of you that may have sent me a message on Facebook, those of you that really could give a happy ham sandwich about me one way or the other, I wish you well as well. Because at this particular juncture in life, it doesn't really matter if you don't like me. You're God's creation, and I love you. And I thank God for this day. I thank God somebody had an itch between OC and Luella, and they decided to scratch it because I'm the result of that itch. So, on that particular day.
Look, you see me.
So, look, and they're talking about take some pictures before
well,
you do
ugly
your
cry.
ugly cry.
Yeah.
Yes, but I'm gonna turn around and we're gonna wrap this thing up. I have just been taken down through the ringer. But Yasha, thank you. I appreciate you, sis, for agreeing to do this on my birthday for me.
Anything for you.
That's an awesome birthday gift for me. And I thank those of you that decided to join us today. And I hope something that was said will, you know, pique your interest so that you will take a personal interest in learning more about boxing and how it can benefit you. You know, those of us who can't necessarily do those heavy weights, you know, it's something that will put us in shape without having to strain our bodies, you know, with the excessive lifting and things of that nature. So I thank you. I appreciate you. I love you. And Kee, thank you, sis.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Yasha. Thank you,
Love
Rod.
you both.
You'll probably just get on the replay.
Say
But
his Instagram again.
huh? ES Boxing _ club.
Okay, ES Boxing _ club. Okay.
Yes, ES Boxing, and he, you know, for those who are on Facebook, he he's on there. But for those of you that aren't aware, this is my nature girl. This is, you know, my nature girl goddess.
Yes.
You know,
Yes.
talking about the smoothie. She relocated, and we're just looking forward to her cranking some things up once she gets everything in place the way she wants it to be for her business. Because even if we have to mail it, I need that in my life. I need that most gold in my life. Even if we have to ship it over, look, we can't do post office. We might not get it.
Okay, I might keep it.
Right now.
Postal General that we have, we may not get it. So we're gonna have to ship it some kind of other way.
Gotcha.
But I love you and I thank you for being a part of this day. And
You're welcome.
On that note, is there anything else with you, Kee? Okay, well, we're gonna sign off of this thing called life. Take care, everyone.
Have a good one.